Welcome to the You Said It podcast with Tim B and Vontae.
Yo, it's the You Said It podcast. I'm Tim B.
Vontae, you said it, wine.
And today we got a blessed man, a good man, a soon-to-be father, Fridge, Calvin Bryant, a.k.a. Fridge. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing all right, bro.
What's going on?
I'm gonna bring up something real quick. I think it was your event, your coming home event. I don't know what it was. I wasn't there. I seen it on Snapchat.
Right.
You said some of the most.
Break the cycle?
Break the cycle, yeah.
You said some of the most legendary shit, my nigga.
What'd he say?
This nigga said, I'm gonna read it so I don't get this shit word for word.
You said it?
They threw me in there with the wolves, and I came out the leader of the pack. Elaborate on that for people who might not understand what you meant by that.
Well, people that might not knew me before this situation took place. I was a star football player out of Nashville, and I felt like for certain reasons I was targeted because of that. That's where most of my popularity came from. And when this case came about, they had it in for me. It's like I went to trial twice within I went to trial twice within a year. And I was already sentenced before the year was out.
That's rare.
So most people wait 3-4 years to go to trial. So after they got done sending me to trial, I was sent to Charles Bass. Then the next penitentiary I was sent to was Northwest Correctional Facility. So right then and there, that was the Thunderdome. That's what we call the Thunderdome, where all the gangbangers was, the killers, the robbers, and everybody. And when I went down there, me being a dude that I was, I stood 10 toes down, and I became a favorite down there. Like, everybody respected. So,
you said it.
I made my way back home, but, while I was down there, I was highly respected, and, I lived decent as far as being locked up, I didn't never had no situations or nothing like that. So, that's why I meant, like, they threw me to the wolves. I came out leading the pack. Like, they probably thought it went another kind of way, but, I was solid since day one, and I came out solid. That's what I meant by it.
And you're well respected.
Right.
Well respected outside. Inside was the same as well, right?
Right.
That's what I would think.
So you ain't running into no type of issues, nigga, you try to see where your heart at?
Yeah, I had that on my business a couple of times, It was just off principle, really. You feel what I'm saying? But, when you go to prison, it's like you got brothers like, when we in Tennessee, so you got brothers like from Chattanooga, Knoxville, Memphis. Some people don't believe the hype, so some people gonna try you. So, I ain't get tried no more. Most of the time I was just really helping other people out, bro. You feel me?
Where did the name Fridge came from, for people that probably don't know?
My pops, man, God rest his soul, man, he was a big fan of the Chicago Bears. And, back in the day, they won a Super Bowl, and Refrigerator Perry was a real football player back then. My dad met him through a guy and named me after him. That's how my nickname came about, Free. I was born a year after the Bears won the Super Bowl, the year when they won it.
So, when you was part of the state champions at Hillsborough, 2003?
Yeah, 2003.
What year you graduated?
2004.
Same year I graduated.
Right.
I want to ask you, like, what happened with you between after graduating to catching that charge? Like,
right.
What was going on in that time, and what led you to catching that charge?
I feel like when things, my football career kind of spiraled downhill, like the game before that state championship we won, I broke my ankle. I was highly recruited around the nation, the SEC and everything, and when I broke my ankle, the way college scouts look at things, like I'm just another player with a broke ankle. Somebody in the country just as good as you that they'll offer that scholarship to. So I stayed at a few Division I schools, but I ended up choosing Tennessee State because I wanted to stay close to home. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that was like when things started spiraling downhill. And I went to TSU for like 3 years, and I played 1 year. So the year that I had to sit out, which was the first year, I was off. The guy that gave me the scholarship name was Coach Reese. Mm-hmm. They fired him. So they brought in another coach from somewhere else, and he just wasn't really feeling me the way Coach Reese was. So that's when the problem came, and after that, I just decided I wanted to transfer. So when I got to the point I wanted to transfer, I started hanging in the neighborhood more than I usually did. So really, just being honest, I should have left home from college. But me trying to stay in the neighborhood and be a favorite, hometown favorite, it just really backfired on me. I had too much time on my hand, and it eventually led to me serving a CI guy in my neighborhood for a while on me. Yeah.
I didn't know that was.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the story.
But I actually served a guy 3 times, and each time I served him, he had a wow on one of the guys in the neighborhood.
Monkey ass nigga.
In the projects, inside the project.
What led you down that route? What was it, you were struggling financially as a college student, or were you influenced by movies or music or just older guys you looked up to? What influenced you to go that route?
I mean, I always had a struggle, so I ain't gonna really use that as an excuse. I just feel like the type of name I had, I always had access to whatever I needed. And the way he played it was like, man, okay, man, I got a white boy that needed some pills. If you read the case, you'll know that I didn't have the pills on me. I called a friend of mine, which brought me the pills, and I really just middleman the situation. But the whole time, he was wired up. So he hit me with sell and delivery for me getting the pills delivered to me. You feel what I'm saying? So, that's how it really came about. But, extra money, man, will get a lot of us in trouble. You feel what I'm saying? I shouldn't have really dealt with them, period. But, things happen. You feel me?
These goddamn snitches, boy.
So you said they came at you so hard because you had a status as far as being a star athlete. Do you think that was the reason why they came at you so hard, or because of the name that you built in the streets?
I think it was a mixture of both. See, them same police officers that arrested me used to come through the drive when I played sports in high school and get out and say, good game, you feel what I'm saying? And when they found out, when they felt like they found out I was a GD and I was so-called running things, I guess they fell play like, oh, that nigga think he's slick.
Yeah.
Because I was 15 years old and I had pool with the folks, you know what I mean? And I was actually, keeping things organized, you know what I mean, at one point. So
that was like 9th grade?
Yeah, we was 9th to 10th grade, so it was just really just life to us. So when people started getting hold to me being a gangster disciple or whatnot, it felt like negative news travel faster than positive news.
Correct.
So I might score 4 touchdowns in one game, then the next day we have a meeting, it might be 100 guys there, everybody talking about the 100 guys there. They ain't talking about the touchdowns no more. So I feel like I became a target to the point that detectives felt like, oh, he just an athlete, maybe we can put the squeeze on him. And they like, a lot of people don't know this, like right when they got me, they wanted to do an indictment on the GDs. But it's like if the first person don't fold, you get a chance to tell everybody what's going on.
Right.
And that's why it made it different from when they indicted the Bloods.
Right.
See, the Bloods came right behind me if you pay attention.
Did.
So
that was
one of the first few guys they got with the Bloods cooperated. That's why they had a long-term investigation.
Yeah, 2009.
See, I left in 2008.
Yeah.
So they probably was going to base one on us, too. But when I didn't fold, it was more like, well, shit, the red flag up now, so we can't even go the route we wanted to go. Because when they got me for these charges, they wasn't really studying the pills.
Right.
They wanted me to write something down about GD.
Right.
So I say, like, to answer your question, yeah, my name was popular from sports. That's what brought everybody to me. But when they took a closer look, they felt like, hold on, man, dude is this, that, and the other. So they made them, we got to get them off the streets.
Yeah.
Just feel like I had too much power in that aspect.
So you were sentenced to 17 years for a non-violent drug charge.
Yeah. And what that was, man, the 17 years was this. I didn't know this at the time. I was ignorant to the law because I never seen nobody in my neighborhood get hit with the drug-free school zone. But what the drug-free school zone do is anybody in possession of drugs or selling drugs within 1,000 feet of a daycare, community center, school, library, that's everything in the hood. So I had never seen nobody. If I would have seen a dude get 1,500 in my neighborhood, I wouldn't even been bullshit.
What you said.
But when they came to me, it was more like, either you going to work for us or we're going to hit you with this thing called the school zone, and you're going to feel like you got sentenced like you was a gang leader. So I'm like, what the fuck is the school zone? I don't know what y'all talking about. But I found out quick what it was, you feel me? And to this day, the law been in place since 1995, bro, in Tennessee.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
I think I learned about it when we was out there kicking it like it.
Yeah.
I heard about it. It wasn't you because you were still around at that time, but I did hear about it around 2000, 2004-ish.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I heard about it, but I didn't know it'd been around that damn long.
Yeah, it been around since 95, bro. But it was really a law that was implemented to keep people off school grounds serving drugs to kids. But the district attorney's office manipulated. Like when I got set up, my CI was a habitual driving offender. But they let him drive to all the transactions to get to me.
Yeah.
So they really broke the law to uphold the law. So they really used the law to their favor all the time. You see what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ. Did your lawyer bring that up?
Well, you know.
Well, they probably didn't even worry about that shit.
They don't care, man. You know what I mean? Miss Joy, she fought. Shout out to Joy Kimbrough. But, you know, she fought as much as possible, man. At that point, when they were bringing up all the gang stuff, you know, I just needed somebody that was going to fight for me. Mm-hmm. You know, most people want to get the high paid lawyer. I need somebody that ain't going to sell me out. So just in case I lose, I know I ain't get sold out. And I did lose. We got a mistrial the first time, got a hung jury. And the second time, within 8 years, they took me back to trial and they found me guilty.
At one point in time, you said that the laws were unfair.
Right.
In what way? I mean, being that you just said that y'all had a mistrial and
I feel like the law was unfair because anytime a DA can use a law to their advantage, I mean, we get caught with drugs. You shouldn't use it on him just because you feel a certain way, or not use it on him just because he this and that. They use it on who they want to. See, like right now, Mr. Glenn Funk, he was part of the reason why I got out because he's one of the people that don't believe in how harsh the sentence is. Was the old district attorneys before he got in there, they believed in it.
Yeah.
So you got DAs disagreeing on this law. You know the law unfair.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Speak on it. You said it.
Yeah.
You ever reach a breaking point while you was serving that time?
I mean, my breaking point was like, man, bro, I met it. And what really got me, bro, was like with the serving drugs thing with myself was like, I ain't want to put myself in a position no more when a dude can wake up, no matter how he feel, and end my life like that. Like when that dude got up that day, like any dude can get up any day and just be like, man, I'm going to sit
such
10
and
on
such
the
up.
day, I'm going to set Fridge up or you up. And he can do that if I'm participating in that kind of activity. Yeah. So I feel like I was giving them too much power. And when it came to the gang
boy,
stuff,
that boy was
bro,
smart, boy. Speak on it, my
when
nigga.
it came to the gang stuff, I wasn't never the type dude that was like a gang member type of dude. I was a dude that stood on my own. But what people didn't know was I felt like I could change a lot of things from within. Because like in the early 2000s, it was mostly GDs and Crips around my area. But when dudes started getting out the pen, I seen a lot of the friends that I grew up with personalities change because of the color of a bandana. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at these dudes like, man, this dude right here been a sucker all his life. Okay. This dude been a sucker all his life, but now they bad. I said, I got to do something because I got to live around here. So what I did was I thought I could change it from within. Yeah, I did change my area, but the target that they put on my back wasn't worth me changing my area. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I didn't get put down in GD because I was in love with Chicago or Larry Hoover. And I had a lot of respect for him and the laws and policies, but it was like, people don't know what kids go through in certain areas. So I was a 15-year-old kid that tried to make a man decision, and it cost me a lot of years of my life. That's why I never be judgmental when it comes to people being in gangs.
What you said,
because a lot of people just don't be like, hey, I want to be a blood or a Crip. You never know what pressure he facing in that neighborhood.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? I made a choice, and I had to live with it. You feel what I'm saying? That's what really happened.
That's one.
That was really my breaking point, bro. And to go on like on the breaking point for the gang stuff, what really got me was, bro, is like certain people I didn't even know in there. But if something pop off, I gotta ride with this nigga. I'm like, I'm a man before I'm anything, bro. And you know, I'm always be a leader regardless of what situation I'm in. But you can't control every dude's actions. So you mean to tell me at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting in my cell asleep, and a dude decided to fight a Crip, I gotta get up out my bed and watch the door and do it. That's too much. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I'm a man on my own, man. I said, man, I gotta make there's a breaking point with this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't living by the policies of this, that, and the other, so I ain't gonna let nobody dictate my life like that. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, when I got out, you know what I mean, I let it be known, like, look, man, this ain't what it is, bro.
So at this point in life, you're no longer affiliated with the GDs?
No, sir. And the reason being, it's like nothing against the GDs in particular, but it's like with the path that I'm choosing, I can't be no role model out here in the community, and everybody can't pull a Snoop Dogg. You feel what I'm saying? And be rolling 20 and do this and that, and the world love them. No, it's like some of the activities that most individuals do. I'm not about to be held accountable for anybody. So that's one thing that got me in the beginning, that I was allowing myself to run a grown man daycare, as I say. You feel what I'm saying? In my neighborhood, look out for this little dude, look out for these grown men. So I'd rather put my energy into the youth and have that kind of worry than have that worry with a 40-year-old man who want to stack.
Some dumb shit.
You know what I'm saying? Or shoot up something. Nah, I can't do that. Nah, I ain't rocking like that.
So your faith was, while you was in there, if you got down, you would say that it was, what kept you going and not so down? Because every time I would speak to you through the phone and shit like that, and everybody else would say also, you stayed positive.
Right.
So what kept you going and kept you uplifted?
Man, God, man, you know what I mean?
Shout out to him.
Man, I had the faith, I stayed in prayer, but you know, I wasn't just no religious person like that. You see what I'm saying? I had a relationship with God, and I feel like that's what it was about. And my mama, man, she went down after my pops died. My pops was the leader of the family. And my mom got put on that breathing machine, bro. She got COPD, and I used to see her come all the way down the interstate on oxygen machines and stuff like that. I'm like,
shout out to her.
Nah,
Shout out to Miss Brown.
I gotta make it back out there, bro. You feel me? And just, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I used the thought that people thought I would never come back home as motivation, bro. And I'm like, nah, man. You know, a lot of my top guys, bro, turned their back on me. You know, I don't put them on blast because I feel like that's not important, but you know, they should have known the type caliber dude they was hanging around. You feel me? I ain't have life, but they treated me like that. You see what I'm saying? So I just had to boss up, man, and just, you know what I mean, accept accountability for my actions, bro, and just know, like, yeah, I'll be home.
Yeah.
But it was them days, like, and I keep seeing these niggas come back and forth, get out, come back, and I'm like, damn, when I'm gonna get out? So when it was time for that door to open, man, shit got crazy.
And some of the guys you were around, they probably was happy you got out the way. You know? Yeah,
you know, man, I found out a lot about those
niggas.
Actually, bro, I'm gonna tell you what's real, man. I ain't gonna put his name on it, but when I got arrested, man, and I ended up going to that jury trial, I looked in the box, man, like them 12 jurors you'll have, man, and I seen somebody that looked real familiar. And when I seen her, I said, damn, man, homeboy used to fuck with her daughter. You feel what I'm saying? So she reached out like, look, man, God bless her soul, she did too, you feel what I'm saying? But she reached out to my partner like, look, man, I need to talk to you about something. Something ain't going right. Really what she was going to tell me is it was a guy on the jury that was bullying the jury into saying I was guilty because he was tired of waiting, a white dude. My guy didn't even go holler at him. I mean, your right-hand man on trial fighting for his life, he didn't even go holler at him. Yeah. So he was kind of like on some jealous shit the whole time. But it's like, I ain't never been in no competition with nobody. I showed love, man. You feel me?
You a cool nigga. I'm a test to that right now.
But some niggas, man, they they thirst for power, man. Every nigga don't get power. You feel me? I feel like respect is more valuable than money, man. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes, and some dudes, man, they morals and they principles don't even line up with certain shit. So they feel like, damn, with me out the way, they could get more respect or this, that, and the other, but she got worse.
But that's crazy too, though. Because knowing you for so long, I can say I've been knowing you for 19 years, probably 2000. 19 years. You always been a cool, respectable dude that wouldn't pop off no shit unless it was brought, the animal was brought to you.
Right.
So for somebody to act like that towards you, that's crazy. And you said it was a partner?
Man, one of my closest ones.
Yeah, fuck him.
You have a female to hold you down?
Man,
when
I first got in, bro, I went through that stage. Like, man, I ain't gonna lie, like the first couple of months, you know, you always had that mentality, especially when you got a name when you go in, like, man, ain't no female gonna break the bad on me like that. Man, I learned quick. 30 days, she was gone, you hear me? So I got strung up. It was love, though, you feel what I'm saying? But I always bounce around female to female, because when you got like 17, 20 years, everybody ain't lined up to do that with you. And I ain't expect nobody to do that with me. So, you know, I just played around, had little friends and this, but when I got close to getting out, 3 years before I got out, man, I met my girl, the one that's pregnant now. She held it down, bro. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about visits, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? So I came closer to the Ville, so I got to see her every week. So man, you know, she held it down. You know what I mean? I just don't believe in putting no pressure on no female while you locked up. So, you know, I had my line of communication, so she had to spend money on that. I was 5 minutes away from home, so you know, things was easy. But a lot of females ain't just. I can't expect them to stop their life because I got locked up. You feel me?
Congratulations.
That's rough.
Congratulations on you.
Yeah, straight up.
Finna have a
Yeah,
child. My nigga finna have a
man.
father. Congratulations. I mean, I said my nigga finna have a father. My nigga finna have
Yeah,
your
look
first
girl.
one, right?
First one, yeah.
That's amazing. What you having?
My little girl, man. I've been out 9 months. My girl 6 months right now.
If there's any advice that you can give to your unborn baby girl right now, what would you say?
To really just go by what your father tell you, man, and not what others say. You feel what I'm saying? You know, not just to my baby girls, but to just all kids. I feel like I experience what I experience, where I can teach people they ain't got to go my route just to go through something. A wise man learn from others' mistakes. You see what I'm saying?
Hey,
even wise.
I'm right here, baby. I'm
So,
right
you
here.
know,
Speak on it.
I feel like when I get to that, just talking to kids, the main thing I say is I feel like I could affect more kids. I went to juvenile the other day, and most of the kids now knew me already. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like I could affect more kids' life from what I went through than I would have if I would have went to the NFL. And the reason why I say that is if I would have went to the NFL or something, I probably wouldn't felt the pain that they going through. But with the route I took, I don't like nothing about it, but I can reach way more people with the struggle than I can. You know what I mean? Just financially or giving back or this and that. But, you know, not to get off topic, though, but just tell my daughter, man, to, like, do as I say, not as I did. You hear me?
What you said.
What you think how you gonna lead your daughter by, well, excuse me, not lead by, but lead her down the right path? Because there's a lot of city girls and so-called hot girls out here these days. I know you don't want your daughter to grow up and be that.
No.
What, you know what I'm saying? What you gonna do?
I feel like, man, presence is everything, man. You know, a lot of people, you know what I mean, financially take care of their kids, but they not really there. I feel like with me being in the house with her every day, man, and being around her every day and just preparing her for the real world and just letting her know what's real, all I can do is just hope she takes that advice.
Mm-hmm. Speak on it.
Because a lot of times, man, you know, like, when I went to college, man, one thing was different that I seen, like, a life experience was like, you know, like we in college, we at TSU or whatever we went, man, and them dads dropping their kids off at college. You know, some girls went wild, some girls was cool. But most of the girls that went wild, I recall, was the ones that
didn't get out.
Yes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know, I learned that, like,
Didn't
just
get out
by
as in
looking
what?
at it,
Like they
shelter too much, man.
Yeah.
Them becoming
and as a
sluts.
kid, I'm 18 years old, I'm like, man, I peeped that. I ain't had no kids, and I'm like, damn, man, I need to pay close attention to that. So now when I have a daughter, I look at things kind of different now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Instead of just let her learn from a mistake, I always tell her what's real. You feel me?
I just said
Still
it the
gonna be
other
rough
day. I'm
now.
gonna stop it right there. I just said it the other day to my wife. I said that. I said, let her go. Let her go so she can see what and what not to do. You know what I mean? But you right
Some
about that.
of us don't hurt, though. You feel what I'm saying? Because we know. But, you know, it's going to be a little rough.
I also
man.
said, too, I said,
man.
please don't put your hand. I'm saying it right. Please don't put your hands on my daughter.
Yeah.
I ain't going to beat up no little boy, but I'll clip the shit out of you and tell you go get your mama, your daddy, whoever you need to go get. I'm going to push you down, but I ain't going to beat on no kid. But just, you right, man. The girls is way different.
Yeah, it is, bro.
What have you accomplished getting out, and what else do you plan to accomplish in the future?
Man, since I got out, man, I kind of hit the ground rolling, man. You know, shout out to Nashville, man, because they really embraced me.
Shout out to Nashville. We love you.
Man, I'm talking about from colleges like Vanderbilt, Tennessee State invited me up, tours around, like offering jobs and stuff. But as soon as I got out, man, I got to talking to kids and the youth. I started my nonprofit organization from in prison. But I got events and stuff rolling called Positive Inner City Kids. PIC, that was PIC come from.
Yeah.
And I recently got my voting rights back. So I work at the True Core Behavior. You know what I mean? It's a juvenile center for kids in state custody out of Memphis, Nashville, and Chattanooga. So, man, I'm just really, man, just pushing, man, day to day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm right now I'm in the process of finishing up my book, and I'm gonna shoot a documentary also on my life. You feel what I'm saying? But the book gonna be called Both Sides of the Story, just really telling people how you could be a focused kid, be a high school football star, get a scholarship, go to college, and still find room to drop the ball. But I'm going to tell them my side of the story on how I dropped the ball and what went wrong. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Instead of them just guessing what went wrong. You see what I'm saying? And just to change the city, man. You know, when I look at these young guys, man, and these gangs and thinking this and that, what's up, man, I done went through that. Yeah. All that shit a lie, man.
It is.
And anybody real will keep it real with you. You feel what I'm saying?
What you said? You
man,
said
all
it.
That's a lie, man. They live in a fantasy world, man.
That ain't what you want to do.
That ain't what you want. You feel what I'm saying? Your homeboys ain't gonna go check on your mama more.
Speak
Jordan.
on it.
Ain't nobody gonna really sing you nothing. It's about if you put yourself in that position, you gotta be willing to go by yourself.
And hey, that's what I said. That's why when I was with who I was with the whole time, I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, first of all, I ain't gonna get mad about no another nigga for banging what he banging. That just don't make no sense. And then I ain't gonna tell on myself, I can't trust the next nigga.
Yeah. And it's just, man, loyalty, man, everybody loyalty don't match. You feel what I'm saying? So, when we grew up, Bloods, Crips, GDs, whatever it was, man, we just really got in it because we had heard of this or somebody you knew was in it. Like,
family.
It's different growing up in California when you're on this street and this is my family, Chicago. Look, man, my uncle did this from generations on up.
Yeah, all the way down.
Yeah, like you ain't got no choice. But down here, man, we free to go where we go, and they ain't got to make it like it is, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Damn right.
So, like when I met your bro, man, you feel what I'm saying? He was a blood. A lot of people didn't respect it. They didn't understand it. They were going to respect it. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? But they didn't understand it because I was against Disciple and he was a blood. What they doing hanging together? Man, that's simple-minded as hell. You feel what I'm saying? And that ended up being my guy, man. So, I'm not feeling.
That connected a lot.
Yeah.
Like that black and that red rag around that time was solidified.
My whole thing with the gangs, I never understood Crips, Bloods, GDs, Crips and Bloods, that's LA gangs and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? The Gangsta Disciple, they come from Chicago. If y'all gonna make up these gangs and claim these sets, why don't you claim the street you grew up on type shit? That never made sense to me.
That make a lot of sense.
You never been to this neighborhood. You ain't never been to this street, but you willing to die over it.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about Nashville, man, that I remember, man, was like, that's how it started off. Like we didn't have a lot of gangs at first, bro. And then it got to the point where everybody was like on some north side, east side, south side. It was more of that. But when the gangs came in, this is what it really destroyed. It made you have to tolerate and mess with people that you normally wouldn't do. So if you look at the people that got arrested with the Bloods, half of them ain't from the same neighborhood. But what made them get the same neighborhood, what made them hang around each other, because they was all had a common denominator with Bloods. A lot of GDs that came out south, they wasn't from out south. You feel what I'm saying? It just brought different people and different behavior to the neighborhood that we really didn't have to have. You feel what I'm saying? And then that's why you end up seeing one or two individuals be sour and take down everybody, or people end up killing one another because you really saying these codes and throwing up these signs that they don't represent nothing but bullshit a lot of times on certain individuals' behalf, but you think it represents love. Like, we've been beefing with these dudes out of East Nashville for years, and then all of a sudden if he become the folks, I'm supposed to embrace him in a way like to trust him with my life. It was just a whole nother level that I don't think we was ready for.
That's crazy.
You feel what I'm saying? They just really put us around people that wasn't straight, bro. You feel me?
You got some?
That's it.
I got 3 topics.
Yeah.
Most of the time he have a confession, but I he didn't have one today. But I come up with 3 topics every now and then. How do you feel about female presidency? Like, would you vote for a female president? Like, with Kamala Harris and the other female president, what they call candidates that's trying to run?
I mean, me personally, I'm gonna really observe and analyze the individual. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like right now for our country, I mean, females play a big part in our country, but I can't say that I just sit here and be like, yeah, a woman can take us up out of what we in. So, you know, I just, what I say, man, I just closely analyze and observe it. If female is best for the job, though, I feel like the president ain't nothing but speaking what everybody else wants them to say around him. You feel what I'm saying? He just a voice for it. So, you know, if Trump can do it, anybody can do it, I feel like. You feel what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll number 2, Nashville crime as of now. I've been seeing a lot of people like down the timeline with RIP this.
Right.
I've been speaking a lot of peace, love, and positivity.
Right.
I mean, this is just a discussion to talk about, like, what can we do to stop this bullshit? Like the crime rate is going up, and it's looking real stupid out here, like for our city.
Man, I push positivity always, man. I think one of the things we can do, man, with our youth, man, you got to get them familiar with one another. You know, when they tearing down these projects and they pushing us out to these areas, we've been pushed in areas where, like, if they tear down these projects, you either going to go to some more projects or you going to go far out. So, you know, you got to get these kids familiar with people around these other neighborhoods so when they see another young black man, they don't look at him like an op. Mm-hmm. So that's our problem. I feel like a lot of our young people look at each other like, if you're not from this side or I don't know you, ought to make my enemy.
Right.
But like we can start programs with these kids in the city where they can get familiar with one another. Like my nonprofit organization, it's positive inner city kids, not edge hill kids. So if you get these kids to knowing each other, they'll be more to be like, oh, that's my guy, man. He just from such and such and such. And that'll keep a lot of BS down. That's how we kept it down. Like, I played sports with people like Jew and them from Dodge City.
Right.
Or Chop and them from Joe Johnson. And just them little things that we did kept us from always getting into it with each other when we did go out.
Respect.
But now, man, it's just like they moving everybody around, man, in the city, man. And when you move people in certain neighborhoods, it get territorial. People feel like they got to prove themselves, make money or whatever. So I say, man, we just got to get familiar with one another. Unity, man. We got to have events, throw events, bring our kids out where they can know one another.
By what you saying too, this is a good topic. I'm glad I brought this up. Is it over for the generation that's under us speaking on how you speaking, or like, because it's kind of like you saying talk to the youth, as in the generation that's really under us. They done. Like, I mean, how can we fix them? Because them the ones that we talking about doing the bullshit.
Man, I'm going to tell you something, man. Just me, like, going through the system, man. It's designed for them to fail. Yeah. So for you to be from the ages of, like, I say from, like, 14 to 17 is crucial. Because your decision-making is going to cause you to either go to prison or you make that decision to separate yourself from a lot of BS. Now, what 14 to 17-year-old ready to separate themselves from their friends? A lot of them not. But the way the system is designed, the way the crime's been going is, they going to start locking people up at a fast pace. So I feel like, I don't say they lost, but their decision-making is crucial right now. Yeah. Because the juvenile courts are overcrowded. These little state custody homes are overcrowded. You got teenagers walking around committing crimes 5 and 6 deep. They mind really made up. So I kind of tell them, like I talk to the youth, I tell them like this. All the people that y'all look up to, you might not look up to your parents, but the NBA young boys, the Kodak Blacks, the 6ix9ines, all them dudes got one thing in common. They all locked up. If you want to be like them, continue to do what they say in their music, you going to be locked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people like that, these rappers like Kodak and NBA YoungBoy, they making it cool to be on that fuck shit.
Not saying that they bad guys, but I'm saying what they promoting. Yeah, our kids, man, they got our kids like in a chokehold right now.
It's making it cool.
Everybody wants smoke. Everybody on God, and all these dudes, man, is making it cool to do that. Like, and then when they do something, like I tell them, like, look, man, these dudes did that all the time, bro. They wouldn't be out and be free. And the one time they do the shit that they get caught up, they go to jail.
Right. Speak on it. So, you said it.
Man, it's rough, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Could an older nigga like you who done been through it, could he tell you when
you older? He ain't older, man.
He's older compared to these young
the kids, to the kids.
But
I'm trying to stay young. That's
could a nigga A man who's 33 years old. At the time you was on some bullshit, could a 33-year-old man tell you something? Would you listen to yourself at 15, 16 years old?
Speak on it. That was a good one, bro.
Well, the reason why I say I would, because the path I was choosing then. Yeah, we was affiliated with things, but that wasn't our first love. I was an athlete. So I'm going to look at him and say, okay, what can I relate to him on? So now these days is, by me, you damn lying, bro, by me going to jail and doing 10 years, these kids respect the shit out of me for something dumb as that. So you got to find a way to reach them. They generation so caught up on the bullshit that they listen to people like us that done been locked up. So you can take me and Marcus Mariota, for example. Take us in there and talk to a group of kids. Yeah, they going to be like, oh, he played for the Titans. But when shit get real, they going to say, he don't understand what I done been through. Right. But you put me in front of them, they like that. Even if I got to get their attention through gang stuff, telling them what's real, eventually 2 or 3 of them going to listen to you. But sometimes experience is the best teacher. Now, it depends on what they want. Someone might look at me and be like, man, he bullshit, he soft, he ain't GD, you know, I ain't something him. But the majority of them going to be like, damn, man, he did hit us with some key points. You feel what I'm saying? This is what it is, but that's a good question, though, bro. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's about what you want, man. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. And the third one, I got Tupac or Biggie.
I'm Pac, man.
What you said. Okay.
Off the top. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, though. When I seen the Biggie movie, though, you know, that made me have a little bit more love for Big. But, you know, I'm just Pac, man. You know
Pac all the way.
Yeah,
what about you?
And I ain't grew up listening to them. But if I had to choose, it'll be Pac.
All right. And we finna close this out, but goddamn, whoever shot that motherfucking Pac movie, it hurt my heart.
It wasn't that bad, bro.
It was, man.
It wasn't bad,
the acting
bro.
was terrible, Vontae. Go back and watch it, man, please. Take the time out and go back and watch it and watch everybody and see how sluggish it was. It wasn't right. And then because I believe Pac is the best. He always at the top for me. He just gone, and I love him to death, but he gone, and I still listen to his music. But Biggie movie was better, but Pac will always be number one. We got to redo that.
I think the reason why Biggie movie was better because his core people is still around. Pac was kind of like hung with Suge, and Biggie mom still around. P Diddy was still around. So a lot of people that roles was played in the movie, they still around to have that effect on the movie. Like Pac, who do you go get to listen to? But yeah, they did that movie though.
Rest in peace to Pac, best one, man. The GOAT, goddamn.
Before we close it out, anything you want to get off your chest? Anything you want to? Any message you want to?
We didn't
spread?
cover anything we didn't cover that you want to talk about?
Man, my Team Freeze situation with movement. I feel like it really just ain't about me. I want to put the word out there. It really just ain't about me. This is about a situation that happened in Nashville, Tennessee, where a guy that the community supported, played sports or whatnot, went to prison for over 10 years, and the community came together with unity, whether it was news outlets, councilmen, street dudes, teachers, everybody was just talking about me getting out of prison. And they put the pressure on, and I feel like the pipes bust. So I feel like when we looking at this Team Fridge movement, that's when anything you going through, if we come together, man, we can overcome anything. You feel me? That unity can break a lot of barriers. You feel what I'm saying?
You said it.
I ain't never seen nobody get out of jail and make the front page of the paper, get on the news. This is a dude that used to be a GD or so whatever they want to call me in trial, a drug dealer and everything. I just let you know, with that unity, it can bring about anything. So whether you're going through an illness, a financial crisis, whatever, man, when you look at this, man, this represents, man, overcoming the struggle. You feel what I'm saying?
That's that fist, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so that's black, white, Chinese, no matter the color, nothing, man. I just feel like with unity, we can overcome anything, man. That was a prime example. So when people from other cities listen to this podcast, they'll know, like, look, man, dude right there, story for real. They can Google me. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what Nashville did for me. That's why I love my city. And every other city can have their own fridge in their own way. You feel me?
What you said. It's episode 13. We got Fridge in here. Shout out to the baby mama. Congratulations one more time.
Yeah.
Baby girl, 100. And we out this motherfucker. You said it. Vontae, I'm Tim B.
Vontae, you said it, wine.
We out this motherfucker. Peace and love. Peace, love, positivity. 100. We out. That was good.
I think I'm straight.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah. Good. I appreciate y'all having me on, man.
I got a story to tell. I'm the one that's here. On the other
It was
side.
a blessing, bro, for you, bro.
Hey.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you missed a lot of
My nigga,
shit, bro.
I think Allah yesterday while I was praying to drive for FedEx. Every time I leave off the yard to drive for FedEx, I pray for a safe trip.
Right.
But I also start talking about other things. And that was one of the things, I swear to God, that I said yesterday. Thank you for just being able to be free to breathe your air. Just being able to get away from that situation. And I said it out loud. I talk. I say it. When I'm praying, I talk.
Yeah.
And I said that shit. I said, because I could have been with that old shit.
Yeah.
For real, man.
Man, this shit motivating, man. Like, I like the fact that this nigga come with here and want me. Like, he's all the way focused on it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But I said it in the podcast. Growing up, we was all together doing what we were doing. He was cool. He was just like me, man. We was cool, but we was with the shit. If they brought it to
bro, I'm
us.
tell you
But
something.
other than that,
A lot of people don't know, man, like, I never done got into it with nobody because of me.
when you,
It was always me helping a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So when my reputation got fears in the street, it wasn't because of a lot of shit that I had done, bro. I ain't never shot nobody.
Yeah.
I ain't never robbed nobody. I ain't never killed nobody.
Yeah.
But it just, I ran with South Nashville, you disrespected right there and there. When I'm right there, I'm gonna take care, I'm smashing.
Smash.
But that was just on some fighting shit, nigga stand up. If I gotta do whatever I gotta do, I do what I do. But that just let you know how negative bullshit travel. Like me and dude the same thing. We went to school. Bro, when I caught this came up, my mama didn't even know I was selling it. Bro, coming up, see, this what made me so, I was hard in sports, playing basketball and football. What made anybody just really know me, I was the biggest running back they ever seen. Like, I played running back from junior high to college, running it. And that's what I was known for, but when the gangster game, people had this, like, this little character. Yeah, man, freeze, man. You don't play about this, you know. They took me out of the uniform on me. Now I'm on some bullshit. They them tell like, man, you just man, gangsta ass nigga. Bro, man, I'm not, man, you tripping, bro. Like tonight, I'm going to the Sounds game. That's kind of tell them, bro, that's kind of shit I used to do. I go to the club with them because they go. I might go, bro. I'm the only nigga that don't drink. I stay on point. I don't get high, I don't smoke. Man, I'm just like, that's just me all the time. I like sports and shit. I mean, what I do. Man, these dudes painted the picture and give it over. The folk made me live by it too. They made me live by it, man. They made an example out of it.
Hell of a story.
They made an example out of it. But you know,
Y'all had a good man doing 10 years. Good man.
that's
Crazy.
well, I was bullshit, I took the easy way out though, bro. Cause what I tell kids, like, I stayed at Oklahoma State, Oregon wasn't the Oregon they are now, and I had Colorado. They were still willing to give me offers to come to their school to play. I was too scared to leave home. I was more like on some, I want to be a neighborhood hero, like, I just know the TSU, I can make it pro, you good, you good. Now, sometimes it don't work like that. It's hard for you to make it to the pro when you can get in the car and ride down Jefferson to be at home. Nigga ain't gonna stay focused. If I gotta get a plane ticket to get back to where I gotta go, shit, I might run a couple more laps. Might run a couple more bullets. But guess what? It's serious, man. I could have really, when I got into it with the coach, I was still one of the best people on the team. I could have manned up and been like, fuck it, this is what I want to do. I just got tired. Man, I'm telling you, man, what gonna fuck me up, bro? You know, like, when you know in your heart you're a good dude, and you know, like, I ain't just never did wrong by nobody, just on some fuck shit. And you still waking up in that motherfucker every day. Well, that'll break a nigga ass. I'm talking about to the point where you be like, damn. Man, like, he like, bro, everything I went through in life to that moment, God favored me like, man, don't do that. I broke a nigga jaw in high school my sophomore year. Hit him and broke his jaw. I got put out of metro school. Nobody knew because guess what? They all went to school, man. It ain't like you had a gun or something. Just hit somebody, you a big kid, boom. Got caught with a pistol. Guess what? Unlawful possession, man. It wasn't on you. I still would have got my gun license. So, you know, when you get in that situation with this drug, you like, I'm just drugs, man. I'm looking for that. I'm like, damn, anybody hit my hand? It's been 10 years. Man, shit got real, but then God eventually came, bro. I'm like, man, this time, homie, let you know she can get real quick. And both sides of the fence, a motherfucker,